I want to talk a little basketball today, and I think I'm going to bring about a philosophical point. For those who watch the University of Houston last night, faced the Florida Gators, I want to say something about that game. If you watched the round before, for those who didn't watch it, there was a young man on Florida. I think it's Michael Clayton Jr. He's been fantastic the entire Final Four, Final Eight, the entire tournament. He's been amazing, right? He's the reason that they got this far, and everyone was talking about, like, this is his come out game. This is the game that he's going to show truly who he is. Even myself, I was like, let's see what real kind of guy this other guy is tonight, because he's going to go against the best defense in America right now. And the first half of last night's championship game didn't look very good for Florida. Houston was dominating them. Now, to tell you the two different types of players, Houston has players who are above average, but not great. They're above average, but they're not great. But because of the collectiveness of the above average in every area, they, as a team, they play great. They're a fantastic team. They're dogs in a fight. And I don't know if any of you have ever watched National Geographic and checked out wild dogs, how wild dogs operate. As an individual, wild dog ain't much in the wild. But as a pack, a bunch of wild dogs can take down the lion. Now, Michael Clayton Jr., he's special. He got something in him. It's just special. However, in the first half of last night's game, them wild dogs held him to 0 points. 0 points. He had no points. Nothing. But the thing about this kid, whether he's playing great or whether he's playing badly, he's emotionless. You could not know whether he had 50 points or whether he had 0 points by the way you're looking at him. You would not know. You'd have to look at the scoreboard and say, oh, wow, this guy's having an amazing game. Oh, wow, he's having a terrible game. He's not up. He's not down. He stays the same. And Houston was all over these guys. Houston isn't bigger than them. Houston doesn't have more skilled players. I think Florida has at least 4 that I saw solid NBA players. 2 guards, Martin and Clayton Jr., definitely first-round NBA player, first-round NBA guards. Guys are going to play in the NBA for a long time if they don't get injured. And then they got 2 big guys, second-rounders, who are also going to contribute to somebody's NBA team. Big, strong Condon and the African boy there, Nigerian, big, strong Nigerian. Those 2 guys are going to be in the NBA. If somebody wants some muscle, some guys are going to rebound, just do their job, play defense, finish, catch, league, straight to the league. Now, so they got NBA, and they might have a couple more in Florida. They might have a couple more. Literally, I didn't look at one guy on that Houston Tigers team, not one single guy, and say this guy is definitely a first-round NBA player. I didn't see one guy. I don't know if you guys saw it. What's going on? I need your help. I'm suing the PCUSA for $830 billion for the unpaid labor of my grandfather's grandfather, John Skidmore Snipes. Well, we're gonna look into that. I'm Steven Snipes. All right. Del K. Brereton at gmail.com. Del, D-E-L-L-K, Brereton, Brereton, @gmail.com. Send me an email, and we're going to connect about that particular topic. I have some advocates in America who can help you out with that situation. Give me some more background, and we'll talk about that. That's big news. All right. Power to the people, of course. We're going to talk about that. So let me dive back into this situation here. First half, Houston up by a lot. Game is in control. They won't stop. They're dogs. They will not stop. You think you got an advantage? Boom! Somebody comes down, hits a three. Somebody comes down, gets a steal. Somebody comes down, gets an and one. They're just dogs. Dogs. And the whole game is going like that up until about the last 2 to 3 minutes of the game. No points. Okay? No points. Goes to the basket, they foul him. He comes down now. Now he's going to get his first couple of points on the free throw line. He shoots plus 90%. I think the second highest percentage, I think, for the tournament or the Final Four, something since the senator there. The senator, I forget his name right now. Cool as a cucumber. He knocks down 2 of his free throws. And that's all he needs. That little spark, that little bit of momentum did something to him. Because as the caption goes, it's not the dog in the fight, but it's the fight in the dog. He comes back down next time, finishes a layup and one. Comes back down next time, sees the three, paya, boom. Sending these guys up by 1 point. I'm not sure if that's exactly how it went in that particular order, but effectively, it's a 1 point game and there's 26 seconds left. Houston has the ball. Houston calls their last timeout, draws up a play. The coach they have is a legendary coach. He's played 55 games in the NCAA tournament. He's got years of experience, right? He's got one of the best teams in the nation. They're one basket away from taking it all. They've got 26 seconds left. He's drawn up what he wants. His players are healthy. He has the right guys on the court. Ball's in. Here we go. Okay? Bob Bradley, Senator Bob Bradley. Thank you very much for that. These young men come down the court, and I'm going to tell you what I saw. So y'all not going to like it. I saw LeBron James. I saw guys who just didn't want to pull the trigger. I don't know if I'm going to shoot. I don't know if I'm going to shoot. I did not see a tiger rise up. I didn't see somebody said, I'm going to take us home. I'm about to win this game. I'm going to get my shot. Get out of my way. We're going home today with a championship. I saw dudes passing the ball. Nobody even looking at the basket. And when you do that, and I know how many guys play pickup ball. You play pickup ball, and it always happens. It always happens when you play pickup ball. It's game point, and if you have indecisiveness on the team, the guy who's going to take the last shot, it's always going to be the worst guy. It's always going to be the worst guy. Once you have indecisiveness on your team, the guy who gets the last shot is always the last guy that you want to shoot that ball. But when you got guys who are ready to say, yo, listen, this is my time, baby. I'm brave enough to take this shot, make or miss. I'm okay. I'm going to take my chances. I'm a Fred VanVleet you. I'm going to bet on myself. And last night, I was so disappointed at the finality of that execution from Houston. The indecisiveness, the pass the buckness of not being brave enough for the moment. And I'm telling you right now, ladies and gentlemen, and I wish I didn't have to say this, those young men, that moment is going to haunt them for the rest of their lives. Every single guy. They are going to rewatch that last 26 seconds forever. It's going to haunt them. And I truly hope it doesn't put some of them over the edge, because to me, it would haunt me. If I knew that I had 26 seconds to change the trajectory of my university, who's never won a championship, of my life, of my coach, of my teammates, of my fans, and I couldn't just say, get out the way, baby. It's my time. Everybody who touched that ball in the last 26 seconds is culpable in the loss of that team. Every single guy. Because you'll see it. The only guy who even thought of to shoot, he tries to shoot, but sees they're about to block his shot, then he drops the ball, hoping that somebody else comes and gets it because he knows it's going to be traveling if he touches the ball. Nobody's coming. One guy actually in the slow motion turns his back and starts walking away like, oh my gosh. And Florida jumps on top of the ball, and the game is over. And Clayton literally wins the most outstanding player of the tournament, of the finals, of the championship game, scoring 5 points. He scored like 4 or 5 points. I think, yeah, 3, he had 2, 5. Yeah, he probably had 7 points. Because when the rubber hits the road, when it was clutch time, the fight in the dog shows up. Let me tell you something about life. It ain't about how you start, baby, it's how you finish. It ain't about all the credentials and all the accolades that you had prior to getting to the moment, but it's about what takes place in the moment. And everybody in their mind has to say to themselves, I am preparing for my moment. I'm built for the moment. That's what I am. I'm built for the moment. I have a sense of toughness that I'm that guy that's supposed to take that shot. And everyone in your life, you're going to have an opportunity to get to your championship moment, and it's put up or shut up. You will have a chance to touch the ball, and you'll have a chance to say, is it my turn to shoot? Or is it my turn to make sure somebody can get a shot? But they didn't do it last night. I was extremely disappointed. I watched that whole game. I mean, if I would have seen a shot go up at the end and they miss, that's fine. But to not get off a shot, that's the title of this message. To not get off a shot when you have a shot. Oh, wow. That's going to haunt that team. That's a team. It's going to haunt that team. I'm going to tip it back. But no shot? No shot. I couldn't go through life. I couldn't go through life as a Houston, the Houston Tigers. I couldn't go through life. I couldn't go through life knowing that I let that opportunity slip through my fingers. They're going to dream. I've done it myself. Dream about that moment again and say, oh man, if I could get that moment back, this is what I would have done. I would have done this and I would have done that. The coaches are going to dream about it. It's going to be a nightmare for a long time. For a long, 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 long time. It's going to be a nightmare. And one of the weirdest things too, just to keep on top of the weirdness that's going on, that went on, did you guys hear about the fact that Akeem, who went to Houston, Carl Lewis went to Houston, he was there too. I think he's the head coach of the track team. He was there. Akeem, the dream, Elijah They didn't allow him to come to the celebration, Final Four celebration. They didn't allow him to come on the court. They said he didn't have a pass. Security said, no, you can't come on the court, Akeem. Are you crazy? Are you? Somebody in Houston should have said, get Akeem out here. Get the dream out here. We need the dream because we're about to try to make a dream happen tonight. The whole of Phi Slamma Jamma should have been there. Jeez. I don't know, man. I don't know. I was looking at that game. I was heartbroken for them. Not because they lost. Because losing is part of winning. You don't understand what you need to do to win until you've lost. But to not take your shot at the highest level of college basketball, these guys live for this moment. So few children, kids get a chance to be right there. You weren't getting blown out. You were controlling. You had everything in your hands. You're the comeback. They're the comeback kings. That's another thing. They're the comeback team. The game before, they stole it from Duke. I closed my eyes and thought they lost. Opened my eyes and they won. The Duke Blue Devils must have been sitting there and saying, that's what you get. I don't know. I don't know how many of y'all didn't watch it or watched it, but it was something to see, man. And I can't go through life knowing that I had my shot and I didn't take it. I don't know how those young guys are going to make it. I don't know how that's going to affect their lives. Honestly, that's tough. That's traumatic. You talk about trauma. Oof. That is a traumatic event that took place last night. Guys have lost in the NCAA, for the last 50 years. But I don't think I've ever seen a game in that manner that ended like that, where the team with the ball didn't even get a shot up, had a whole opportunity to run offense, multiple touches, pick and roll, this and that, and guys just afraid of the moment. And that's what I would put. If I were the coach, I would write that everywhere in Houston. Don't be afraid of the moment. I would make that haunt everybody who came into that school from that second on. Don't be afraid of the moment. Because they were. And that 26 seconds, I would start every single season for the rest of my coaching career playing that 26 seconds. Showing them this is an example of Houston excellence, of we getting to the place where no Houston team has gotten before. And this is an example of failing when it's your moment. This will never happen again. I would love to know, and I would love to be the fly on the wall that follows every single member of that Houston team and see what takes place with their lives after this moment. What happened next? What did they go on to do? Because I don't know about y'all, near one of them I would draft. Not a one of them. Not a one of them would I draft. I didn't see one player on that team that I'd say, oh yeah, this guy's gonna be fantastic in the NBA. I can't wait to use him. And I've been wrong. I've been wrong before. I don't know. Like I didn't see one guy that's like, yeah, okay, this guy's the truth. I saw a bunch of kids who had the confidence of the collective, and as a group together, they felt that we can't lose. Man, even the brother who didn't take the shot, he hit one heck of a shot before to put them up. A deep three. Bad shot, in my opinion, but he hit it. And to me, it was like, bro, you just took the last one. What's wrong with this one? But nobody could create their own shot. Nobody could get loose. Nobody could get free. And nobody said, you know what? I'm gonna put you guys on my shoulders. Come with me. Wow. It's like I have people who talk to me about being on social media. They're like, oh, you know, I'm not really that guy, Dell. I don't really want to be on the forefront of social media. I don't want to. And I'm not talking about people who got nothing to say. I'm talking about people who might even have something to contribute. They don't want to be. They don't want to be on Main Street. They don't want to be in lights. This ain't. I'm driving. I'm talking driving in my car. They don't even want to do that because trust me, out of every you see, every 1,000 people that you meet, okay, 998 of them are terrified of the movie. One of them isn't, but he should be because he's not that guy. And then there's that one in 1,000 who's going to say, nah, you give me my shot, baby, I'm going to take it. And I believe in myself. And it's interesting, that's how people are. But the funny part is, that one guy rises up and says, hey, I'm going to take my shot, and you don't like the results, you want to criticize it, but you never would have tried yourself. Never would have tried yourself. Donald J. Trump. I know, how do I throw Trump into all of this? That fool ain't afraid of his moment, I tell you that right now. No one on my side of the world would have thought that this gentleman was incapable of becoming the president again. I was convinced he was going to be in prison or on some island that he couldn't be extradited from. But the fact that he's the president of the United States again speaks to how he envisioned himself and how he's able to actualize the impossible, really, the politically impossible. And the other sides we can talk about, the destitution of the American dream in his hands is just, that's another story altogether. But the fact that he could actually envision himself and say, I'm going to have another moment, after being twice impeached, a one-term, twice impeached president, saying, I'm going to get my chance again in 2025, and you guys are going to see, 2024 rather, you guys are going to see. Wow. But there's something to be said about being available for your moment, man. And I don't know if any of you guys are basketball fans, but this thing superimposes itself on life. You know? It superimposes itself on life. That's my exit. And I can't imagine again to be in a situation where the moment is right in front of you and you say, I don't want to take the shot. Ladies and gentlemen, take the shot. This is Del K. Brereton, and this is The Real Spiel. It's not the dog in the fight. It's how much fight is in that dog. I'm going to watch and see the career of Michael Clayton. I think it's Michael Clayton Jr., I think that's his name. I'm very interested to see his trajectory because that kid is a born leader. Born to lead. That's what the Sports Illustrated cover should say about him. Born to lead. Bless you guys. We'll talk soon.